Make no attempt to reload your device. You are now entering the Hellhole.
We're live, pal. Slightly different angle, same kind of deal. We're digging into these Disney Worlds of Wonder trading cards. I'm internet sensation Mick Lucifer. This is the Hellhole. I got it on your screen right now, the Disney 100 Wonders binder. We did that. Get out of here. We're done with that. If you want to know the deal with that, go check out the archive. But I've got the binder for the Worlds of Wonder cards, so it's essentially the same deal. If you want to know what the previous series was like, I definitely suggest you go check that out in the archive. That's kind of what kicked off this trading card arc, which we've had going on now for a little while. It's been about a year. This set of Disney Worlds of Wonder came out a year later. I'm a little discombobulated. We got to get moving on. Big shout out to Joke Bringer, who recently followed on Twitch. I really appreciate that. Anand Chananya, Opaque NP, been chiming in over on YouTube to let me know that they're digging these cards as well. Let's just get right into this. We're going to open this up. We're going to get our stuff into the folder and see what we need. You can see I've got the numbers at the bottom of your screen. Those are the cards that I need. So from the last slot, we did 25 packs. There's 3 cards in a pack. That means we did, 75 cards, and we got 50 of 108. So that's pretty good. I think that's a pretty good strike rate. I'm pretty happy with that, and we'll see if we can round out the rest of the series here. Try not to make too much noise with this. I've got 30 packs, getting them from, family and whatever food stuff we need. They just, like Bullseye. Bullseye is one of the Marvel cards. They kind of just like target you and then expertly hurl these packs of cards at you, whether you want them or not. Okay, I'm a little bit strapped for space here. We're gonna make this work. We're in the top-down microscope view. Hey, check that out. Well, there's one card dealt with, so I guess I don't know. Do they? I guess they throw a card in. They give you number 1. It looks like it's Simba from The Lion King. Now I don't know if I can manage this, but because my camera isn't near my setup. Let's try to keep this list updating. How about that? It's going to slow things down. I know I'm a little bit slow sometimes with these things. We like to meander. Let's get this going. So we're going to start off by sleeving up the cards that we've got, see what we're dealing with, and then we'll dig into all kinds of pack ripping. But hey, you freaks, don't you be skipping ahead. Every second counts. Need those views. It's fine. You do what you got to do. I've been getting mixed reports about, do we like the chat or are we just here for the cards? I like to check these things out sometimes on YouTube, and I'm usually interested in what people have to say. I like to hear the perspectives from different people, get a little bit of chit chat about other things. I forgot to find out some of the things we were talking about. Like, I've forgotten to look up who the artist was on Black Panther. I did mean to do that. That's okay. So I'm really, I was reflecting as well. I was talking about the Marvel cards in particular, because I'd say that's the one I'm really here for. I like the Marvel stuff. Hey, there's another one. So they threw a few in. We've already got a Joy. Gee, that glare is not helping, but see, they've thrown in a Joy. So we've got a Joy double. I wonder if there's any more cards. Maybe they threw in 3 with the binder, because you get 3 in a pack. I don't know. We'll find out. Yes, I was thinking about the Marvel stuff, and I was talking about, extensively how I'm generally, I'm more of a comic book fan than I am the films. And I was thinking of, like Daredevil, Bullseye, and stuff like that. The Arnim Zola card's nice, but really, on reflection, I was kind of talking out my my rear in terms of it being a bit more comics focused this time. It really is still all movie characters. Remembering that like Daredevil showed up in She-Hulk, the streaming series, the Disney Plus streaming series, and of course Matt Murdock had a little cameo in Spider-Man No Way Home, which I've seen now. Didn't really like it. Them's the breaks. I don't really expect to like these things because I don't think they really make them with a longtime fan like me in mind. They're not really concerned with that. They're trying to reach a larger audience, and unfortunately that often means kind of abandoning the things that would make me more inclined to enjoy them. I think generally these things, there's a lot of hot takes, a lot of perspective about the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's a hot button topic, and it's really, I think sometimes people lose sight of the fact that it's a hot button topic because they are massively successful and they've had a big cultural impact, a big business impact, really led to some really bad sort of copycats. And there's question of, are they really that good themselves? Hey, there's a Spidey, so they threw in a Spidey as well. We got a few of them, but we already had a Spidey. We'll move on. Here's our Black Panther. That was a good one. Yeah, so I'm broadly... Oh, these go in the back, I think. I'm broadly dissatisfied with the Marvel films. I often think they're not particularly particularly compelling movies. I generally find myself dissatisfied as both a longtime film fan and a longtime Marvel comics fan as well. They're just they're not really investing in their own material. That always disappoints me. There's a lot of ballyhoo about, is there a sort of agenda-based perspective, and I think some of that is true, but I also think that that's integral to the development of the Marvel Universe. You don't necessarily have the Marvel Universe if you're not doing that, because you identify what's absent. You identify a gap in your catalog, in your characters and stuff, and then you create new characters, and that's how we get the wonderful Marvel Universe, because they just kept building and adding new things, and I think that's wonderful, and I think that's something they're not doing right now. So that's one of the flaws as we work our way through the Marvel cards. I don't know, I'm not really considering your viewing pleasure. I'm just trying to do this. One of the drawbacks of these binders is that they hug the spine very tightly, so the cards that are on the inside here are a little bit in danger of being bent, and a little tricky to get them in there. I think the serious collectors, the hardcore collectors among you, might be looking for alternatives to store these particular cards. You might want your conventional, like, I forget, who is it that makes the popular card sleeves? The sleeves I've been buying for decades. I don't know. You might want to be looking at those options, because these are probably affordably made, cheaply made, perhaps, for these sort of supermarket giveaways. There's an Iron Man. That's one we'd like to get. We like Iron Man. Nice to have Cap, but like I said, it's a bit more of a movie Cap, so I'm not quite as excited about that. Prefer the comics, the classic comics. Maybe not so much the current comics. I don't want to keep going down this road of complaining about these kinds of things and belly aching about all that, but there's no point ignoring it either. That's just how it is, and we can question these things. So we work our way through Winter Soldier and Ultron. Going to be interesting to see some of these characters showing up in the Thunderbolts film. I mean, there's always potential on the horizon with the Marvel films. There's always, as they advance to newer properties, you see here, Daredevil, Kingpin, Bullseye. Those are ones I'm looking for tonight. We're going to get to those pack wraps. Don't you worry. We're going to do it. Stay with me. Hey, we got a Darth Vader. How about that? That's pretty good. Try to angle that so you can get a nice little view there. Darth Vader, that's cool. We didn't have Vader. We were wondering if there was a Vader. How could there not be? Of course there's a Darth Vader. What are you, nuts? Of course. They'd have to be going to the dark side to leave out a Vader. But yeah, Marvel films, although broadly dissatisfying, been a long time since I've really enjoyed them. I thought Shang-Chi was okay, but it's just so wildly different to the comics that kind of irked me. And it wasn't brilliant. You know, they're often like a solid... I mean, they're competently made, you know. They're, you know, enjoyable enough in the moment, but it might not be something that I'm excited to go back to. I'd like to give maybe Shang-Chi another look. I think there was enough there that I enjoyed it. But yeah, Thunderbolts, you know, Thunderbolts has potential. Would have liked something a bit more like the classic Thunderbolts. If you head to the YouTube archive, if you're curious about what that means, you know, we flicked through the first 2 appearances of the Thunderbolts in comics, so go check that out in the flippin' Hellhole, as we're calling it, when we look into the pages of magazines or comics. Hopefully we'll do a bit more of that. Got some things I'd like to just check out and maybe chat with you, share some thoughts. See some good cards here in the Star Wars, some prequel characters and things like that. I got no beef with the prequels, you know. Don't think of me as some sort of arbitrary hater just because I'm not into what Marvel is producing. I think there are legitimate criticisms there that are pretty broadly recognized, and maybe some specialist criticisms just for something a little extra spicy, you know. But yeah, I've never had a big beef with the prequels. I find them enjoyable enough. Not brilliant, not terrible. That's us done. So we've filled in all the 50 cards that we had. We got a Vader, so that's 51. How about that? Now we can do some pack ripping. So I've got a big fat stack. This time we're doing 30, so we're actually upping the stakes. Last time we did 25. Let's do this. Let's not dawdle. I don't know how much power is left in my camera because I had some issues during setup, so we're just going to rip right on in. So it looks like, what do we got here? This is a new one. This is Isabella. Try to get you a good look there. Isabella, I don't know how to say that. Madrigal? Madrigal? Encanto. That's not one that I'm very familiar with. So, that's interesting. We got Boo. Is that another Encanto? Monstropolis. What is this? I don't know. I don't know what this is from. Is this, who made Monsters? I don't know. Item Zola double. That's fine. So, what do we got here? 20... that 23 and 36. So bear with me. I'm going to be knocking these numbers off. Hopefully that excites you to see in real time the set is being filled. I'm not gonna slow down to put them all in right now. That would really slow us down. Well, heck. Who's this? I wonder, is this mother and daughter? Madrahal? I don't know how to say that. So that's a new one. Oh yeah, this is Monsters. Is it Monsters Inc? Yeah, Monsters Inc. Hey, there's our guy too. So we got Sully. I never really got into Monsters Inc. I'm sorry to tell you. But you know I'm a big Daredevil fan. I love me some DD. Love those DD comics. This is obviously a bit more in keeping with the Netflix version, although not entirely. I like that it's more red. Got more of the DD symbol evident. I don't know. I don't know about the shoulder panels. That's really my only beef. The panels. Don't like the knee pads. Don't like the shoulder pads. Lose that. Scale it back. And I think the key to a good Daredevil presentation on film would be the cinematography, the filming of it. You want to get some nice dark jet black shadows. I think of the Alex Maleev covers, some of them in particular. I'm forgetting my issue numbers, but there's some good ones. But look, I don't want to slow down too much. So who we got? So these are 3 new ones. Let's update our list, our checklist. We're knocking them off. Three new ones. I'm curious, there might be set combinations. We've been seeing that throughout the trading card arc, that certain series over the years have put out packs with set combinations, which sort of have the positive negative of, you know, it's good that you're not necessarily getting doubles, but on the other hand, if you do get doubles, it's all bad news for you. Here we go. So we got a Jasmine double, Alfredo Linguini, I believe is a double, and Winter Soldier. So that's a double. I gotta try to keep my stacks straight. I'm already losing control. The chaos is setting in. Let's keep this train rolling. So out of luck in that pack. Who's this? This is Luisa Madrahal, who we have. I believe we have Remy. Let me check my numbers. Consult the numbers. Yes. And Ultron we had. Ultron's a big bad from the comics. Didn't like the movie version so much. I felt like the movie version let it down a bit. Although, on the whole, I didn't think that movie was terrible. I actually like that better than the first Avengers because I don't think the first Avengers was very good. And I didn't the first time I saw it. I think it's quite bland. So, there you go. Doubles, Boo, Zola. Let's keep on moving. Does the cards just say Zola? It doesn't say Arnim Zola. Interesting. I wonder why that is. You could get Arnim Zola on there. Well, it's all Encanto tonight. Monsters Inc. And there's a DD. So that is, I believe, a repeat of the previous ones. So we're confirming that there is sort of set combinations. They're not necessarily the only way to get each of those cards, but you can see that there are some combinations. So we might be revisiting some familiar territory. This looks like something new. Our old pal Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh. That's nice to see. Nice classic. Eeyore. Mike Wazowski, Monsters Inc. Everybody knows the little green eyeball dude. And ooh, talk about Darkseid. It's Anakin Skywalker. I particularly liked Attack of the Clones. I thought that was a lot of fun. I like the stuff on Coruscant. The sort of chase scene at the start. I think that's really a lot of fun. You know, I don't hold the prequels in as high a regard as the originals. Obviously, I wouldn't claim anything like that, but I pretty much enjoyed them. Still remember seeing The Phantom Menace in theaters, and that was really interesting. My friend and I went to see it in the afternoon. Got out of school slightly early under false pretenses. Didn't feel great about that one, but that's how it went. I was invited. I thought I'd come along. And, you know, I liked it for what it was. And I've watched it many times since. Here we go. Let's keep on going. Alberto Scorfano? Again, this is a character I'm not overly familiar with. But 46 is one of our new ones. Hela from Thor. And hey, there's a Darth Vader. We were lucky enough to get one with the binder. Not sure if those are preset selections, but pretty good ones you get. So that's good. Couple of doubles for us. Darth Vader would have been new, but Alberto Scorfano, again, not a character I really know, but let's update our list on the screen. Look at this, real time. Very high-tech, very fancy stuff. You're getting to see me filling in those gaps. Don't mix up those piles. So that's pretty good. Yeah, I wonder, Simba, Darth Vader, and Spider-Man are very much like iconic, emblematic representatives of their series. So I wonder, are they sort of standard if you get the binder? Maybe. Good way to start a collection if you haven't got one. Asha and Star. Don't know that one, but it's new to our list. I don't know what that's from. Interesting. I know this one. It's the Wasp. Now, your movie Wasp is, I believe, a comic character now, but at the time wasn't. Janet Van Dyne, who I believe is the Michelle Pfeiffer version, she's the Wasp of the Avengers in the Marvel Comics. I guess Hope Van Dyne was the invented for the movie character who has since been sort of inserted as the daughter. I don't know, but that's cool. I like this. This is sort of like an update of the classic, or one of the classic costumes, so that's really cool. I like that. And we got a Princess Leia. We've already got Leia, but Leia's a classic. You gotta love that. So who are we doing? Let's update our list. The list is getting a lot of updates here. I like it. We're getting right into it. We might get a full set. I don't think we achieved that with the Disney 100 Wonders, as I recall. I think I have more packs this time, so more opportunities. We're doing 30 packs. There are 3 cards in a pack. So what do we say, children? 90 cards. That's a pretty good opportunity rate for a set that's only 108. You will notice at the end of my list, I have 00X Oz. There is one ultra rare collector card. They do call these collector cards. I'm calling them trading cards. The 00 numbered Oz. There's 150 of them Australia wide. You got to think, you know, I've got what, 50 odd packs to here. Other people are doing this. There's dozens of packs. I got to think that 150 cards is very rare for the entire nation. You can get these at Woolworths and Big W. Check out the first lot I did of this. You can see the commercial that sort of explains what this is. But yeah, so there is an ultra rare card. We'll see. I'm not counting on it. So we got an Usher and Star double, but we got Iron Man. How about that? We're not going to get into the whole Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom thing. That casting was announced at D23 right around this series coming out. I'm not excited about it. Again, they just sort of, they're very good at not exciting me about what they're doing. Here's an R2-D2. We'll throw that in the doubles pile, but we'll add Iron Man 73 to our chase list. Here we go. So we're filling in those Marvel ones, which is kind of cool. Super glad I got a Daredevil. I got a couple of Daredevils. Love to get a Kingpin and a Bullseye. Interesting that Bullseye is in a set that's ostensibly available to children. So, somebody was bringing up, you know, like some of my maybe some of my language getting a little bit dodgy. I don't really think of this as a children thing. On YouTube, it's not marked for kids, so I presume children aren't predominantly the audience. But obviously, these cards are available to children. Interesting, the Bullseye's in there, given his comic book history. Hey, there's another Daredevil, so it's an embarrassment of riches, but I believe Cyclops, card number 69, is, yes, that's new for us, so that's exciting. That's a great Cyclops. That's sort of not quite the Jim Lee design of the 90s reboot, but very close with this sort of pouch holster and the X communicator. All that, you know, that's what you would have seen in the X-Men animated series back in the 90s. It's what you would see in X-Men 97, the revival, which is on Disney+. I'm not sponsored. I'm not advertising for them. I'm just sharing the knowledge, keeping it going. Here we go. So Thor, I like this Thor. That's a good one. But we've already got Thor. We don't have Ant-Man, though, so that's pretty exciting. This is the Scott Lang film version, really. But again, it's very much inspired by the comics, so I appreciate that of it. Scott Lang is he was a very active Ant-Man, but I still think Hank Pym's the Ant-Man. He's the guy. But the stories that they told with Hank Pym, he essentially perpetrated some violence against the Wasp, and they sort of played that up as a domestic violence issue. Sort of, I'm trying to think, is that a 70s or an early 80s story? It might be 70s, not sure. Interesting, really interesting angle for a superhero story. But it meant that Hank Pym was kind of damaged goods for a little while. It took a while to really get them there. He was actually mind controlled, or having like maybe not mind controlled. He was having an episode of split personalities and things, and was being manipulated. So it was sort of, it was a very soft entry into the idea. He wasn't an outright abusive husband, but, you know, it confronted the issue within a superhero context, and it meant that eventually Scott Lang becomes your sort of stock and trade Ant-Man. He ran with the Fantastic Four for a while, so that was pretty cool. Hey, here's one of the ones we're looking for. Kingpin, the Kingpin of crime, Wilson Fisk. Spider-Man villain, becomes the arch nemesis of Daredevil. Just trying to think. One sec. I just happen to have handy an issue of the Punisher where he's going up against the Kingpin. So the Kingpin really causes a lot of issues for everyone. The Kingpin of crime, played by Vincent D'Onofrio in Echo, and of course the Daredevil Netflix series where he first appeared. But let's update our numbers. So chase list. So we got 70 is Ant-Man, 80 for Kingpin, and we're filling in those gaps. So we just need Bullseye now. There was a report today that Bullseye is going to be in Daredevil Born Again, which is the first Disney-made or Disney Plus Daredevil show. Previous series was done by Netflix. Never quite got to it, didn't watch it, and I don't know, I'm not overly excited about it. I don't expect to enjoy it. I feel like it's lacking a lot of the things that I look for the comics. They're not well represented. Aesthetics always let these things down. It appalls me that comic books, a visual medium, when they've gone to the screen, made by ostensibly their parent company, the visuals have just been let down so terribly. But let's not dwell on that. So Valentino, don't know who that is. Wish. So I don't know what Wish is. I know When You Wish Upon a Star. Is there something to this? I'm not really sure. But there's Bullseye. So we got our Bullseye. Daredevil's arch nemesis. Bad dude. He's done a lot of bad stuff. A lot of bad stuff. And an Anakin Skywalker, which I believe is a double. We had Anakin already. Anakin! So there you go. Let's update our list. Interesting. So it seems like there's a few less real classic Disney characters, which to me is a little bit of a shame. I'm not necessarily a big fan of those things, but I think that, you know, it's good. It's good for Disney to represent true Disney, and I kind of yearn for a time when you could go to multiple companies and get different perspectives. You know, I think of the Disney era of Marvel not being entirely exciting. So there's a Darth Vader and Valentino again, but we've got a Kang the Conqueror, and this very much a movie-inspired Kang, but with a bit of a comic flourish, I guess, in the costume. That's good. I like Kang Conqueror. He's another classic comic book villain, classic Avengers villain. The films were sort of... It felt like the films were sort of searching for exactly how they were going to utilize him, introduce him, and I think they were trying to spread it out. Elevate the Ant-Man sequel, Quantum Mania, by throwing some Kang in there, and you had Kang and Loki, which, I don't know, is sort of interesting, I guess. I think they were trying to spread the wealth while also building Kang up as a big presence. Obviously, some controversy with Jonathan Majors, who played the character, and may not be doing so any further. I'm not quite sure. It sounds like they're trying to pivot away, and I don't know, there's some issues around that. But here we have the ultimate evil, really, Emperor Palpatine, looking very sinister with a bit of Force lightning. This is pretty good. I like that card. That's a good representation of evil right there. Number 83. Let's update our list. So we're getting all the characters. Star Wars would probably be my other preferred subset of interest. You can see those numbers are dwindling. That's great. Hopefully we'll keep filling them in. I like this guy. I like this guy, Hector. We've already got Hector, but I dig him. Ghost Spider and Thor, so more doubles. Let's keep rolling. Maybe we'll be a little bit quicker this time. This looks like something new, perhaps. 54. Nope, that's a double. Dante. Just forgot that I have it. Black Panther and Hela. Hela, Queen of the Underworld from Thor. More Marvel Comics classics. Cate Blanchett in the film. I thought that film was okay. You know, that would be one of the better ones, I think, maybe. Spider-Man, Shuri, and there's Loki we were just talking about. See, I like this. This strikes me as more of a comic book Loki than the film version, which I like that. I don't know if that's entirely accurate. I could be blowing smoke again, but I think there's a little bit more of a comic book bent. They shied away from the absurdity of the costume. They often do. I think of like DC's Peacemaker as well. They scaled down the helmet. The helmet should be huge and absurd. And there's Wolverine. We've already got all these. Okoye and Miles Morales. We've got those characters, but, you know, respectable entries. Nice to see like an all Marvel pack, you know. I don't know. I wonder how much more Marvel we have to get. Ghost Spider, Cosmo, and Jean Grey. Great to see some X-Men involved. So I guess Jean Grey is not technically a film character from the Disney stuff, although I guess with like Deadpool and Wolverine, and even in the mouth of the multiverse, what was it called? Multiverse of Madness, the Doctor Strange film. They brought in Patrick Stewart as Professor X. So I guess maybe ostensibly those Fox made X-Men films kind of are Marvel films now, but technically Jean Grey is maybe fostered in through the X-Men 97 animated series. The design certainly lines up with that. Here's Mater. Again, I'm not a big cars guy, so you gotta give me a break there. You gotta cut me some slack. Are you a big fan of these things? You know, shout me out in the comments. Nice to be hearing from some of those people that I mentioned who have been telling me like how many cards they got. That's kind of fun. That's exciting. Here's Moana. That's one that I'm familiar with. Haven't seen it, but you know, maybe I'll get to that. I'll probably be a little bit more inclined, I think, to see the CG animated one than the live action one they got coming, but I don't know. We'll see. But Moana, that's good, and I believe that's a new one. So that's card number 16. Luca Paguro, is that a new one? I think so, yes. And hey, Jango Fett, card number 100. How about that? That's pretty good. Another prequel character. Pretty happy with that one. That's pretty good. So there you go. Card number 47. We're updating the list on your screen before your very eyes. High-tech stuff going on here in the Hellhole. Very exciting developments. So we're going to get some of these early numbers, the teens and all that. We're missing a lot of those earlier cards. Let's see if we can find some of those in these final packs as we roll on. And speaking of Moana and finding some more of those teen characters, here's Maui, which I believe is the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson character. Big, scary looking dude. Are they? Is it Hawaii? Is that where Moana's set? I think so. Pretty cool. I like that. That's cool. I like the tribal tattoos. They're really interesting. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson famously got some of those in sort of, was it the mid 2000s, early 2000s? Really interesting designs and all that, you know. Very interesting. I like that, and it's nice to have like a CG character with that level of sort of complication in the design and the visual presentation. They haven't simplified it. There's some great sort of detail in there. It might not be the most elaborate designs in the world, but I really like that. That's cool. Julia Macavaldo, I think we already have her. She's 48. Yes. So that's a double, and of course Lucky's a double. But yeah, this Maui guy is pretty cool. Maybe I'll see that one of these days. I'm not sure. I am not a Disney Plus subscriber at present. Maybe X-Men 97 nearly got me, but I don't know. I'd really like to get a disc version. That's what I'd really prefer. Something that I can watch whenever I want, unencumbered. We got Hey and Poi. I don't know who these guys are. Do you know who these guys are? What is that? Nui Island? I'm not sure what that is. Mum Bear. I think we already have Mum Bear. And of course we have Wolverine, but 18 is new for us. So Hey and Poi. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. You're going to have to educate me in the comments. Go nuts. Tell me what I'm doing. Trust me, I want to say it right. I've just never heard of it. So there's the genie from Aladdin. That's great. Absolute classic. I almost feel like I might want to watch Aladdin sometime soon. That's a good one. Harris, Hubert, and Hamish. I believe that's Brave. And here's Scott Summers, Cyclops. Optic Blasts, Mutant Power. There you go. Interesting that they've made the sort of buckle around what is sometimes presented as a communicator like in the cartoons, but they've made that sort of a silvery color instead of the yellow. I prefer the yellow. I could even do without this blue strap. I think they're just trying to break it up and create some, you know, diffusion in the solid colors, but you know, don't be afraid of solid colors, man. Do not be afraid of color. It's wonderful. Makes life richer. So here's Hey Poi, Mum Bear. Well, that's a repeat of a literal pack we just had. So there you go. I believe. I could be already forgetting. This looks new. What's this? Flash Slothmore. I think they're making fun of this fella. Flash? Not exactly a sloth's forte. Speed. So what is that? Zootropolis. I'm not sure I've ever heard of that, to be honest. Mike Wazowski and Pearl, those are doubles. Monsters Inc. And I don't know if that's like a Finding Nemo, one of those ones. But Flash Slothmore is getting us closer to a full set. I don't know. Are you excited about that? I'm indifferent. I'm not gonna lie to you. Here we go. We've only got a few more packs. We've got most of the big characters that I was looking to get. Here we go. Here's a new one. What is that? Is that Lumiere? Lumiere? Whatever it is, it's the candlestick from Beauty and the Beast. And it's one that we didn't have. Card number 14. There's Mater or Mater. Don't need that one, but we do need Dory, 44. So is it Chasing Dory, Finding Dory? Whatever it is. We've got it. So we'll knock off 14, and 44 is Dory. I believe, I don't know when they're happening. You'll have to do your own research in this regard, but the Woolworths supermarkets sort of arrange swap days, so that's good. If you're looking to complete your collection, you might want to do that. You can obviously check out secondary markets like eBay. So Lightning McQueen is the big Cars character. We've already got that, but, you know, that's a good iconic character. I don't necessarily get into Cars, but I dig that. That's cool. Here's Russell. Don't worry, guys. It's Russell, everybody. Russell is he, what is he, Monsters, Inc. or something? I'm really showing my ignorance, aren't I? Them's the breaks. You gotta educate me in the comments. Here's Super Battle Droid. I know that one from Star Wars. That's nice. The presentation is a little bit basic. It's sort of obscuring the face and all the sort of dimensions of it, but I still appreciate it. It's nice. 102 is our battle droid. So we're missing some of the hundreds. We need some of those late ones. I don't think I'll really be pursuing too seriously. Last pack. So we're not going to complete our set, but let's see if we can at least get a little closer with the last one. What do we got here? Cruz Ramirez. That's a double, unfortunately. So we know that. Nemo and Marlin. That's new. And that's obviously an iconic Disney one. I think I watched Finding Nemo. I certainly saw most of it. And hey, how about that? Yoda. That's a great one to finish with. A couple of good big heavy hitters, big names. Yoda. And the daily double of Marlin and Nemo. I believe they're father and son, the clownfish. So that's pretty good. So there we go. I guess we could start sleeving these up. I'm going to put them in order, make it a little bit quicker and easier, a little bit more efficient perhaps. We like that where we can. Some people like to throw around the term efficiency. I don't find that very efficient of them. So we're organizing them in order, and then we can go through and put them in the sleeves, and you might not want to stick around for that. That's fine. You do what you got to do. Check out the Trading Card Arc playlist for more. We've been doing some X-Men, lots of classic NBA, some of my favorite periods. So if you're a nostalgic type, you might want to check out that. Or if you're just interested in learning a bit more about some of the big names in the history of NBA, you might want to check it out too. You could see some interesting things, learn some interesting things. Hear me droning on about whatever comes to mind. Occasionally it's off topic. I don't know. What do you want to hear me talk about? You can call the shots, big man. There's the big man, Kingpin. Very happy to get Kingpin and Bullseye and Daredevil. So we've got to just about have all the Marvel ones, I got to think. And I certainly got most of the characters that I was hoping to get. Iron Man's another good one. I like that. I think Iron Man is the gold standard when it comes to the Marvel films. The first Iron Man film is really, I don't know that they've ever really topped that. That was their peak, I think. And I think that was pre-Disney. So they were really trying. They were really looking at the comics, refining, trying to get like a real good, iconic, definitive version of Iron Man out. And I think they really achieved it. Some of the improvisational work with Robert Downey Jr. and Jeff Bridges. Is that right? Is it Jeff Bridges? I think they were fantastic. Really intuitive stuff, really good. And yeah, that first Iron Man's tough to beat. I really like Iron Man 3. It has its obvious flaws. You know, I'm sure we've touched on this. You know, I was as disappointed in the Mandarin as anyone, but when you get over it and you just surrender to the film. You know, that I think all of them you got to really regard as films generally. That first Iron Man, I think, is respectable from a comic book perspective as well. You know, it does enough right. But Iron Man 3 is actually like a really great film. It's one of the better Marvel movies, you know, in conventional film terms, I would say. I know opinions vary, but I dig that one. I think it's like a great balance of elements. So if you've been neglecting Iron Man 3, maybe you want to check it out again, give it another shot. I don't know. I think that's a tough sell for some people, and I get it. So here we go. So we're still, you can see the numbers on your screen. We're still missing a whole lot of these, but that's fine. I'm not really that invested, if I'm totally honest. You know, not everything has to be the most important thing in your world. And for me, you know, this is it's a nice aside and amusement, and it's nice. Really, it's just a nice opportunity to hang out with you guys and talk and share perspectives and, you know, see what's good. Continue this fun, nostalgic dive into the trading card arc. Of course, right now the big thing on the Hellhole on YouTube is the Capcom Wrestling Association, which is also currently showing on Twitch. We're getting the word out in the countdown to the International Blowout, which is the big event next Sunday. This week, we got a Saturday Night Slam Masters coming up, so next week there'll be Saturday Night Slam Masters as usual, but then you're going to get a blockbuster, mega supercard main event, the International Blowout. That's going to be a lot of fun, and this is sort of it's going to be a great realization of the entire concept, the idea that Capcom's wrestling characters centered around the Saturday Night Slam Masters, aka Muscle Bomber video game characters. We're building it around that, but the idea that you could function as a wrestling promotion, because every character that you see is sourced from games that Capcom have made. I'm using very deliberate language there, if you're interested to speculate what that might mean, but yeah, so there's no original characters in there. I know people have in the past have tried to sort of do a similar thing with the Capcom Wrestling Association. I did it first back in 2009 when I did handwritten results with like stuff, sort of presenting it as though it was a real wrestling event. You know, it's been fun to be able to embellish it using the WWE 2K games. So if you're at all interested in wrestling, you definitely want to check that out. This is nice. We got a full page here. Try to keep that on screen without the glare taking away from it. Once again, they've got a sleeve that sort of shows you what is and isn't available. Oh, now what's happened here? Did I managed to... So it's possible, it's definitely possible that I have shuffled some into the doubles stack by accident, which, you know, I'm trying to juggle a lot of things here. These little mistakes happen, but it looks to me like we're missing out Miles Morales and Ghost Spiders, so I might need to double check the numbers on those. I know we got some today, so if I can find those, I can slip them in now. No trouble. There's Ghost Spider. Where's Miles Morales? There he is. So that's nice. We can fill those in. So what are the numbers? Did I accidentally include them in my chase list? It looks like I did. So we're a little bit closer than we thought. How about that? Now this happened when I was doing the 1994 Dream Team USA basketball cards, where I accidentally did that with a couple. So occasionally I go back, I think it happened with the 1990 NBA Hoops, go back and realize that I had more than I even realized because I accidentally misplaced some. There's another full page for you. That's pretty nice. I think we've got a majority of the Marvel ones. Great to get Cyclops and complete the X-Men. Only 3 X-Men represented. If they come back next year with another set, perhaps we'll see some more. Maybe we'll get Rogue and Gambit, or Jubilee, Beast. Beast would be a good one. One of the original X-Men. Haven't really dwelled on the pictures on the back, but you can see Try to give you a quick view so you can see the landscape the 3 cards make. That's kind of nice. We touched on that in the first one. If you want to see a bit more about that, you can check out the previous installment in the archive. You can see all the good stuff that went down, and like I said, you can go back to the beginning of the trading card arc playlist and see the Disney 100 Wonders series that sort of started this whole nostalgia trip into trading cards, collector cards, because as I've explained, I was a big fan back in the day. We've done some X-Men, so that's definitely one worth checking out. Here I go, adding my Daredevil. That's really good. Daredevil, Kingpin, and Bullseye. That's exciting. It's slightly baffling, but I like it. Looks like there's a nice New York City on there. Landscape back. That's really good. Iconic to the characters. How have we done in the Star Wars stakes? Did we complete that? No, I don't think we did. Because I think we're still missing some of those late hundreds characters. But there's Jango Fett, card number 100. Nice to get those milestone numbers, even if it doesn't really mean anything. Some nice Star Wars. I think the landscapes on these might be some of the best, to be honest. Hang on, I put that in the wrong place. That should be a stormtrooper. So we're missing a stormtrooper, but you can see the meat of the Death Star on that one. You got a nice Millennium Falcon and Cloud City, Bespin, home of Orlando Calrissian and Lobot. Some classic Star Wars for you there. I like that. So where's Jango fit in all this? Oh, so we don't have Qui-Gon or Darth Maul. Darth Maul would be a good one to get. General Grievous would be a good one. So we're actually missing quite a lot of the Star Wars, as you can see. Skipping over those. There's a chance that I'll end up with more of these, and if you want to see me do more, you know, if I do end up with some more packs from family or from my purchases, you know, should we do another round? Do you want to see more of this, or you had enough? Let me know in the comments, because I'll gladly do it. There's a few things I'd like to get to. Come back to this sort of microscope view. So there's the end. We're missing Bo-Katan, Grogu, and the Mandalorian. Some of the newer popular characters that are out there. They're down here. I've sort of fortunately my chase list is kind of obscuring the screen. What can we do about that? There you go. We're kind of doing it on the fly, trying to reclaim some of the screen. How do you like that? There you go. Kind of working with the space that I've got, but we're filling in those gaps. That's kind of nice. You know, full collection. I don't know if we're really going to get one of the 150 chase cards. It'd be great if there was some sort of monitor to know, like, how many have been claimed. I don't know. I imagine it's big news somewhere, but I'm not aware of it. This is nice. Nice to get those full pages. You always feel like there's something's been done when that happens. Hopefully that cable hasn't... Has that cable been in shot the whole time? Not much I can do about it right now. There you go. You get more Marvel. So that's good. Definitely, like I said, check out more. Think about liking, subscribing, leave a comment. You know, tell me what do you got? What do you like? What do you think's good? Did something catch your eye that you maybe thought was interesting? Are you somebody that's not in a position to get these? Are you maybe from another country? What do you think of these? This is obviously a giveaway here. I don't know if they exist anywhere else in the world. I believe the chase cards are specifically numbered AUS, Oz, so reflecting the Australian origins of the entire series and the giveaway thing. But you can see we ended up with a lot more doubles this time, adding to what we have. I don't know what I'm going to do with these. I got a whole lot of doubles to process. Here's we've still got the Disney 100 Wonders handy, so we got a big fat stack of those doubles. And now here's our roughly equivalent stack of Worlds of Wonder doubles. So we've made out pretty good. I don't know, at a glance, what is that, like 20 something that we don't have out of 108? It's pretty good. And you know, technically these are free. If you don't make purchases you don't need, then you're not spending more. And like I said, so if you've seen the commercial or the promotional stuff, you get a pack for every $30 you spend. But obviously, I'm not spending, you know, hundreds of dollars on groceries, you know, every week. I'm not doing that. It's there are bonus packs for sponsored products, and I think sometimes whoever's packing gets a little lazy and just throws a few extra in, honestly, because I've ended up with massive quantities. I'm not buying products in particular to get them deliberately. I'm sure some of the things I'm getting are part of the promotion, and I'm getting bonus packs that way, but you know, you don't have to go crazy, you know. Stay responsible, look after yourselves. Don't get hooked on the thrill of the chase, the sort of gambling element of it. Just play it cool. You know, that's just my advice. You do what you got to do what you want, but maybe think about, you might want to head to one of the swap meets. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm probably not going to see me lurking around the swap meets, but maybe I'll find some way to filter these out sometime. You know, it'd be you know, I might end up selling them if I can, because, you know, even though I'm not spending exorbitant amounts of money on these, I'm not exactly, you know, flush. So we'll see. I don't know. Thanks for hanging out, guys. This is fun stuff. It's great to hear from you, even if you just want to say something like how many cards you've got. I'll probably count up what I've got. Let you know. I'm not able to do that in real time, so I posted a comment on YouTube, and clearly some people thought that was fun to see how many cards you've got, so that's cool with me. Nice talking about these characters. We were a little bit quicker this time. I'm dragging it out now, but, you know, it's the Hellhole. It's what we do. We drag it out. More Capcom Wrestling Association. Make sure you hit that up tomorrow. Saturday Night Slam Masters. It's calibrated to be like 8 p.m. Pacific time or whatever it is, PT. Similar to like your WWE Raw and things like that, you know. That's the thinking there. But for Australians, it's in the AM. It's actually Sunday morning. So check that out. And then in a couple of weeks, the International Blowout. You can find the International Blowout is currently listed in the Hellhole. If you go searching CWA International Blowout, you'll be able to search for that and probably get a result too. Get your notifications so you know it's coming up, because that's going to be a fun one. Most of them, you know, I'm using sort of in-game assets and things that I've put some work in to tweak things and build up the wrestlers, but for the International Blowout, I put a little bit extra effort in, so the presentation is a bit more original. So that's going to be fun. I don't intend this to be Wrestling Central, but with the chaos that's going on around me right now, the wrestling thing is just something that I've been able to do regularly. I've been able to enjoy it as I go. It's kind of fun to construct cards and try to derive storylines and things like that. You know, that's the thrill of wrestling. Check it out if you're interested. It'd be great to get a few more views on that, you know, get a few more fans. If you know somebody who knows the Capcom characters, they might enjoy it. It's a bit of a love letter to the Capcom wrestling characters from various sources throughout Capcom's catalog. And of course, they've got the ever-growing collections are coming. We saw the fighting game collection. Hopefully, maybe we'll be able to do some talking trailers stuff. I was hoping to do some more with that, but, you know, not going to go on about that. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Adios, amigos. See you next time.